r/AskReddit. What is something everybody does, but noone wants to admit to doing? When something doesn't work, you just leave it alone for a while and hope that it simply works the next time you try without having to actually fix it. Having an urge to do something really weird or stupid without wanting to do it. Whenever the subway train is coming. Even though I have no desire to die. What if I just jumped? In my experience, pretty much everyone has a sex thing that they consider to be at least a little weird. Also in my experience, it's very rarely as weird as they think it is, and they're usually quite happy to talk about it if they are in a situation where they feel they won't be judged. The caveat to this is that sometimes it's really fucking weird. Procrastinate. Pleasuring oneself to delay an unpleasant task. The fake fights we have with people in our minds with us saying what we really want to say to them in real life. It's not worth the drama in real life. Or just too socially awkward to think of what you want to say until 5 minutes after the conversation is over, and then spend the next half hour reenacting the scene in your head with you having said that witty comeback and totally destroying them. Having daydreams about every crazy action scenario that will never happen. Pick their nose. Some talk show a while back, the host asked for a show of hands of who had driven drunk. Tons of hands in the room went up, some slowly, some mess ashamed. Then she asked for a show of hands for who picks their nose. There was a very long pause before a few sheepish hand raises. Was a pretty interesting social look into what we consider socially acceptable. Think that baby is ugly. Is especially sucks when it's a baby in your family or someone close to you, but you can't say anything. Judge other people. One of the best things I ever heard here on Reddit was that we judge people based on their actions, but we judge ourselves based on our intentions. Fantasize about being a hero and how they would save everyone if that imaginary over-the-top thing happened. Ah yes, the school shooters breaking into the classroom and me grabbing the American flag and stabbing them in the heart with the American eagle at the tip of the pole, then grabbing the gun and killing the rest of the guys. Very familiar with this fantasy. I also recognize this is probably the most American thing I've ever shared on Reddit. Check the bowl after pooping to see how you did. Just checking for blood. Doing the stretch and hidden sniff to make sure your deodorant is still working. Hidden sniff. I bury my head in my armpit and snort like never before. Talk to animals as if they were people. My dog seems to understand both English and Spanish, though I suspect it's more him recognizing tone of voice. Whenever I'm in the office without management present, I always say out loud exactly what I'm doing and put on a massive show for the cameras, just so that if the boss is watching, which he regularly does, he can see what I'm doing exactly and I can't be held accountable for shit. I go really overboard for every movement I make, like the shitty acting you get in porn. What are you, a lemon stealing whore? This is going to cost you. Unzips pants. Make up excuses to get out of invitations, to socialize or attend events when you'd rather be left alone. Wonders what it would be like to fuck someone you work with. Joke's on you, I'm unemployed. Live the fantasy and go fuck yourself. Meowing to random cats on the street when no one is around. Talking to themselves. There's a bit of a stigma that you're weird or crazy talking to yourself, but so many of us do it all the time. I do it all the time. My grandma used to say she talked to herself because she liked to have conversations with intelligent people. Convince yourself that you're a good person when in reality you only act half decently to avoid feeling guilty and or to avoid punishment. And then you wonder why you hate yourself. Near the end of a pee you make this shiver twitch type thing with your body. Nobody talks about that. Having intense satisfaction when popping a particularly nasty pimple. I know this is completely unnecessary and disgusting, but I feel like sharing this incredible feat. Yesterday I popped my biggest pimple ever. My forehead had a gigantic bump that didn't look like a pimple at all. Just a big painful lump of flesh on my forehead. It was very painful for 2 days, and I had enough. I pressed both sides. Hard. And harder. Harder and finally heard a crack. Like. Same sound as cracking your knuckle/fingers but x5. Just a little bit of blood came out. I was confused. Just a little bit of blood for all that pain and this crack. Looked at it in the mirror, oh shit. I was shocked. Mirror was full of shit. It looked like a Picasso. There was so much pressure that my eyes were not even able to see it shoot out of my forehead. I was impressed and disgusted at the same time. It seriously looked like someone had nutted in the mirror. I deeply regret not taking a picture because none of my friends believed me when I proudly told them of this incredible feat. I will never get a chance like that again. Checking out girls you aren't meant to be checking out.